At this point, you might think that Manjin had gotten away scot-free with his rogue map-making endeavor. He got paid by the city, and the city, unofficially, adopted his plan. The problem was, things were falling apart for the Federalists. On the national stage, the Democratic Republicans were in charge. Jefferson was president, and local boy, Aaron Burr, was the vice president. Worse for Manjin, Democratic Republicans had taken over the city council. The city streets commissioner was Joseph Brown, Burr's brother-in-law. Brown was essentially Burr's deputy in local politics, also serving as superintendent of the waterworks company, that scam company that Burr used to gain control of a bank.
Yeah.
So, it was Brown who blocked the complete adoption of the Manjin Street Plan as retribution to the Federalists, who previously held a stranglehold on city politics. Brown demanded that copies of Manjin's map sold to the public bear a warning label stating that northern areas should be, in Brown's words, considered subject to such future arrangements as the corporation, the city, may deem best calculated to promote the health, introduce regularity, and conduce to the convenience of the city. That was Brown's circumspect way of saying that Manjin's plan was off.
Well, I also feel like it's just kind of responsible to ship this speculative future plan map with a disclaimer that these streets don't exist yet.
True.
But yes, retributive politics is definitely the way to do politics.
It's all local politics. All politics is local politics.
All politics is retributive.
Yeah. My neighbor's pissing me off. But the city still needed a plan. Even Brown admitted as such. And there was another problem, which was that even though the city had the legal authority to open up streets on private property, the private property owners generally didn't recognize that authority. The city just didn't have much of an enforcement capability.
NYPD hasn't been built out yet.
Yeah, NYPD is useless at this point. I assume it's not even called that yet.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy, right? Like New York City. Yeah, we don't really have cops. And keep in mind that many of the influential property owners also served on the city council. So, in 1807, the mayor, DeWitt Clinton, sent a petition to the New York State Legislature asking for the power to form a streets commission with unilateral authority. Helpfully, DeWitt Clinton was simultaneously a leading senator in the State House, which is apparently something that was legally permissible at the time.
Was it a what senator?
A senator, a state senator.
Oh, a state senator and also on the city council.
He was the mayor and an influential senator.
The mayor and senator.
Not a federal senator,
that does seem
state senator.
A bit much, but who's to say?
The only thing that I know is that allowing the masses to vote would unleash the gates of hell and tyranny.
Yeah, far better that we just have people that hold positions at multiple levels of government.
I think that's right. Anything to avoid Andrew Jackson. Clinton had no difficulty passing legislation creating a new city street commission that was given the full backing of the state. The catch? The commissioners were given just 4 years to create and execute a plan before their powers elapsed.
Okay.
Don't worry, they made great use of the time. The street commission was made up of 3 commissioners nominated by the city council. Who did they nominate? 3 old men, none of whom lived in Manhattan. So just like, mayors of New York shouldn't live in New York.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so 2 of those names should sound familiar. Gouverneur Morris was the de facto leader of the group, since he lived closest at his family estate called Morrisania. Morrisania.
Since he lives closest.
Yeah. I think he also took the most initiative.
Sure.
Modern New Yorkers might recognize Morrisania as a neighborhood in the South Bronx, but back then it was rural and well outside the city.
Wild.
The second familiar name is Simeon DeWitt, the former geographer to the United States. Remember that the U.S. Congress had wanted to tap DeWitt to do the initial survey in eastern Ohio, the Seven Ranges?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But they ended up sending Hutchins instead, since DeWitt had resigned his title in order to work for the state of New York in Albany, which he was doing at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, Simeon DeWitt was a cousin of Mayor DeWitt Clinton, who, just like Gouverneur Morris, had his mother's maiden name as his first name.
That answers my next question.
Yep, Simeon DeWitt was a Simeon and a DeWitt, just like Gouverneur Morris was a Gouverneur and a Morris. Apparently, this was a common convention in New York at the time.
Wild, okay.
And finally, we have John Rutherford, who lived at his estate in northeastern New Jersey.
Who, of course, was the son of Mr. Rutherford and Marie née John.
Yes. That was good. I should have put that in. You're smarter than me.
Thank you.
You're quicker than me. Yes. Later on, the Rutherford estate became a commuter suburb, also called Rutherford. So Rutherford, New Jersey. You've been listening to the preview clip for a Chicagoland bonus episode. To get the full episode, head to patreon.com/Chicago_land. If you're subscribing to Chicagoland on an iPhone, make sure you do it through the Safari app and not the Patreon app, because Apple charges an extra fee for that, and it doesn't benefit me in any way. Whether you subscribe to Chicagoland or not, have a great day.